Good morning, room 32. It's good to get us our day started again with our math lesson. We're going to start with module 11.5, number rounding 5-digit numbers. All right. So let's go ahead and start right here. And we have a number line here. And this number line shows us the range between 320 and 330. Now, each of the marks on the number line are representing a certain distance in between each interval, right? So if we were to jump on the number line and we were to make jumps from 320 to 330, let's see, that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there are 10 jumps between 320 and 330. Now, let's look at the range between 300 and 400. So this time we're going to do some jumps again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now this time, each of those jumps, are they worth 1 or are they a greater amount? Well, these jumps are actually jumps of 10. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, right? So there's those jumps are equal to 10 jumps. Now, we're going to now look at a 4-digit number, and now we have the number 6,250 going to 6,260. So again, let's do those jumps. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so those jumps again are jumps of 10, right? We're jumping by 10. No, we're not jumping by 10 on this one. My mistake. Those are jumping by 1, okay? By ones. So we can see that if we look here at the tens place value and we look here at the tens place value, there's 10 greater in between. So those are jumps of 1. Now, look here when we have 6,200 and we go to 6,300. Again, we're going to jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And this time we've been jumping jumps of 10 again, right? All right, let's take a look now at this example here. We're jumping from 700 to 800. Now, we talked about rounding today, so let's apply that to rounding. That's what our lesson's about, right? Let's say I have a number that falls right here, okay? So let's see how many that is. 10, 20, 30, 40. So this number here is 740, right? Now, if we wanted to round it to the nearest 10, well, that's a 10 already there. What if we round to the nearest 100? Well, we would round it back down here to 700, right? Now, if we were to create this, if you guys remember, we did a kind of a mountain curve when representing these. We said if we put a ball and we were to set it here, or here, or here, or here, or here, or here, or here, here, and here, which way does it roll down, right? So that kind of helps us remember where to round to. Now we said the numbers that are in the middle are going to also roll down to the next greater side of whatever that interval is that's marked on your number line. Okay, so let's take this to the lesson. We're going to look here at our step in, and it says round 5-digit numbers. So let's take a peek at this. So it says, what are some reasons for rounding large numbers? All right. So right here it says, welcome to Lincoln County, population 46,214. So sometimes we round big numbers so that we can maybe get close to an exact number, but not the exact number. Okay. So how could you round the population of Lincoln County? Well, we could, if we wanted to round to the nearest 10, look at the tens place value. Okay. And we could say, if we look to the right, this number is a 4, so this would round down to 10, right? So we could say 46, let me see if I can make this a little better for us. 46,210, but let's say we want to round it to the nearest 100. So we would look over here, right? And say, well, that would be 46,200. And if we wanted to round to the nearest 1,000, we could look here at the thousands place value and say 46,000. All right. What if we wanted to round to the nearest 10,000? Then we would look here and we would say 50,000. All right. So depending on what you want to round to, if we're rounding to the nearest 5-digit, which would be the 10,000s, then we're going to look at the thousands place value to help guide us there, right? Now, right here it says, Richard used a number line to help him round the population to the nearest 10. We kind of did an example of that a moment ago, but right here is the number that correlates to this number here, right? And we can see that if we look at this segment up to this segment, we're going to round it down to this number, 46,210, right? And now let's take a look here. It says, what is the population round to the nearest 10? And we just did that answer, which was 46,210. Okay, now it says, how does the halfway position between 46,010 and 46,210 and 46,220 on the number line help you round the number, right? If we look at the 10 to the 20, right? Think about just those two place values because that's what we're rounding to. We can see that 14 will round down to the 10 versus up to the 20. All right. Now it says, what happens if we round, if the number being rounded is halfway between two tens? It says, how would you round 46,215? Remember we said if it was 5 or greater, we're going to round up to the next 10. All right. So it says, how could you use this number line to round the population of Lincoln County to the nearest 100? So if we were to look in here, we would find that this would fall probably somewhere about right here. Okay. So, and these are by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, right? Because we can see this 200 here and the 300 over there, right? So we would round this down to 46,200, all right? And it says, I look at the digit in the hundreds, tens, and ones place. 214 is closer to 200 than 300. All right. Now, taking a peek at our work pages today, let's go to the single page view. And we're going to jump over here to page 2. And what it asks us to do, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit here for us. It says, round each population to the nearest 10. Okay, so always remember our directions are very important to help us when we're solving our math problems, right? So it says round to the nearest 10. So we're going to look here at the tens place value, and we're going to look to see what is in the ones place value, all right? If it is 5 or greater, we're going to round up to the next 10. If it's 4 or less, round down to the 10. Okay, so this happens to be 8 in the ones place. We're going to round it up. You can see here's an example. You're going to do the same thing again, looking at your tens place value for these two numbers. Now, on the next section here, on number 2, it says round each population to the nearest hundreds. Okay, so you're going to round to the hundreds, right? So you're going to look this time at the hundreds place value and then the tens right next door. So using that same principle, if it's 5 or greater in the tens place, round the hundreds up to the next 100. If it is 4 or less in the tens place, round the 100 down to the nearest 100. All right. So hopefully that is helpful for you today. This is another example of rounding to the nearest 100. And then down here in the step ahead, it says, imagine you round each number to the nearest 10,000, okay? And it said, write the letter A beside the numbers, that will round to 20,000. So you're gonna look at these and find which of these would round to 20,000 and write that letter. We're looking at the 10,000s place value. All right, room 32. Remember today we only have social Zoom, so I'll see you at 11.